Alright, welcome back to Final Fight 2. For the final time, we are finishing the Japan level. This is the second half of it, and this is definitely where the difficulty ramps up. They start throwing more annoying enemies at you at a time, more frequently. It is just like the first game, where it's pretty much the last gauntlet, like before the final boss. I think the Japan level is pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like it should have... I don't know, I guess that wouldn't have made sense. I was going to say it should have ended up back in Metro City, because there's technically not a level in Metro City in this game. And yeah, it wouldn't have made sense to start, like, all around the world, and then, like, why would they go back to Metro City? That doesn't make any sense, so never mind. Disregard that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Although I guess it would have been like, hey Mike, we're in the mayor's office or something like that. You know, we fooled you the whole time. We doubled back around to where you started. And I also don't quite know why the Mad Gear Gang are now, like, situated in Japan. I don't quite understand that. Like, what do they even care? I mean, I guess I haven't really paid attention to the story in this one too much. It's Guy's fiance, or Guy's girlfriend and her father, who's also Maki's sister and father, got kidnapped by the Mad Gear Gang. But I don't know why. Or is it Cody's girlfriend? No, Cody's girlfriend is Jessica. It's getting confusing. The Final Fight lore is getting confusing. I would assume it's just retribution for the first game. That guy hugged me to death. Booyah. You love to see it, folks. And I guess the Japan level is probably the hardest, not the hardest, well, I mean, yeah, it is the hardest level in the game. But it's also the longest, because half of the last video and all of this video are the Japan level. I think this part would have been cooler if, I mean, they did give you a weapon at the beginning, but I suck and I wasn't able to hold on to it. It would have been cool if they kept dropping, like, weapons for you to use. Just to make you really feel like, you know, you're at the end, you're just walloping all these goons. You gotta make your way all the way to the end. Just make you feel powerful. Because there's technically no progression, you know, the character doesn't level up or anything like that. You're basically gonna be fighting the same way all throughout the game. I feel like there should be a point where you feel more powerful in a game like this. And that probably could have done it. Kind of like getting to the end of, like, a Mega Man X game with all the power-ups and stuff that you need. You know, it shows that you're good enough at the game, and you can just make quick work of anybody, basically. Would have been cool to give Mike Haggar, like a super pipe. He's got to lay some pipe, and it's got to be super pipe. But yeah, as it is the end of the game, and like I said, they're going to really ramp up the difficulty. It means they're also going to be just throwing all of my least favorite enemies at me. All at once, like one right after another. This part, I think, frustrated me to no end, because this is one of those where those jumping guys can just jump in and like, murk you right off screen, and it's not fun. I think it's, like, right around here. Yeah, that killed me. That is so annoying. I don't mean it literally killed me, I mean it killed me, like, while I was playing. I was so mad. Although, hopefully, I think that's the end of those guys. I don't think we have to fight anymore. What was it? Wait, was that guy's name Roberto? I didn't get a good look at that. I looked real quick and it looked like it said Roberto. I mean, I guess this is kind of, it's like a generic looking, like, Japan level, like, oh, it's inside of a temple or like a shrine area. But again, like, when you're doing a game like this and you only have one level to specifically, like, portray a country or, you know, something like that, you have to kind of generalize and make it as immediately, you know, apparent where you are as possible. And so something like this definitely does show, oh yeah, this is Japan. Maybe something where, like, oh yeah, in the background you can see Mount Fuji, or you go through Tokyo. That would have been interesting, because you don't really get, like, a good city level in this game. It's all, like, more urban environments. So going through, like, Tokyo or something like that would have helped. I guess, yeah, that's probably what I would have done. Instead of having, like, the game wrap around and go to Metro City, a Tokyo level, kind of like the first game, where then you go into, like, some big building, and then you fight these guys. But I guess for the aesthetic of the game and for the final boss, it makes more sense for it to be in, like a temple like this, or a shrine. You've got, like, Hannya masks in the back. Oh God, this is just, like, it's unfair. Unfair for them. These guys need to learn. I'm not stuck in here with them. They're stuck in here with me. Stuck in here with Mike. Also, this was the most clutch thing that I did in this game, was this entire last section. I had 0 lives left, and I make it through this without getting another game over. Which I was so scared by, so I start playing really recklessly, and then very carefully. Like, all at once. Because at this point, any of these enemies could potentially just kill me. And that would be the end of it. I'd have to start this section from the very beginning. In a game like this, I like to keep as many lives as I can possibly keep going into the final boss. Because if I game over during the boss, that's not really... I don't think that's, like, a big deal for me. Especially with the save states. Technically, if I, like, do it in between here and the boss, I can just infinitely fight this guy with the set of lives that I have. Yeah, it's cheating, but whatever. Who cares? I'm a cheater. This is established. This is well established. Yeah, this is where I was starting to get, like, really nervous, because you can see how I didn't have, like, any health there. But then, thankfully, there's that, that pickup of food there, which helps me quite considerably, but doesn't mean I'm not still incredibly nervous about this. The Anderes, I think, are fine. If it was anything else, like if it was more Elix, which I think one of them just nosed his way in here, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I just saw him. Might have been this guy that I saw. No, I think I saw one just there. Yeah, if it was more of those guys, and if it was more jumping guys, I think I would be in worse shape. I probably would have had to do this section over again. Was there an Elick? Did I imagine that guy? And yeah, this is where this attack is really great, because the hitbox on it is huge. So just keep these guys at bay. And that's that. That was my most clutch moment, making it through there without getting a game over. And there is Retu, who kidnapped Reina and Genryusai He is pretty fun. I'd say he's probably my favorite boss to fight in the game, because it's just one of those, you're completely equally matched, he doesn't bring in other guys to fight you, it's just a complete one-on-one fight with this guy. It's completely fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I will definitely say he is an improvement over over Belger from the first game, who was just annoying, who just kept spawning more enemies in and had the like crossbow, which is just annoying to deal with. I guess that's one thing I never even really realized in this game. There are no enemies that shoot you in this one, which is a very good improvement, because Eddie E and Belger were probably two of the more annoying fights in that game. Just like Bratkin, Retu has a really ridiculous hitbox, where even if it doesn't look like he physically touched you, if you're near his like drop shadow, you're still gonna get hurt. I don't really have anything much to say about Retu. I think he's a pretty solid boss. I think he's a good way to end this game. And they do something here that I guess they figured they had to do in each of these games, because it's a recurring element from the first game when it comes to finishing this boss. Which I like. It gives it kind of like a good thing to look forward to at the end of each of these games, and they kind of still do it in the third one, but it's not as good as it is in the first two. I don't really like this guy's design, though. I think he's too over-designed. There's too much going on. He's too big, he's too bulky. Like, why has he got pink hair? He's just kind of a ridiculous-looking guy, to be fair. You can kind of lock him. I was able to lock him sometimes with the jump kick. Well, we both just disappeared there. So yeah, that is a very good attack in this game, is that jump attack. Music's good. I think this is the same song from the first level. So that's a good thing. I don't know, maybe they just ran out of songs to use, but it shows the progression. If I'm not just completely wrong about that, but I think it's the song from the first level. It shows like how far you've come and now you're here, which I appreciate. I also started to get very cocky here, which is why I took so much damage. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep suplexing this guy. But then he just kept wailing on me, so now I had to actually take it seriously again. Yeah, after you drop him, he usually does that spinning attack, so be careful of that. Yeah, so just like Belger, you just kick that guy right out the window. Daddy, Reina. Oh, Maki, I'm so happy to see you. You must have had a hard time finding Us. And that's the end of the game. That's the normal ending. If I'd played it on hard, you would have gotten, I think, just like one extra scene. So it's just, like I said in the last video, that's not worth it for me. But yeah, that is the end of Final Fight 2. I think it's better than I expected it to be, and especially after hearing that Final Fight 3 was like the favorite out of these two, I definitely was shocked at how much I liked this one more. As I'm going to keep saying, the first one is the height of this game, like this series is, like how good it is. So, yeah, join me for Final Fight 3, which will be coming next. I'm excited to commentate over that one, because it is a fun game. So, see you then.